Welcome as we make carrot cake jam as part of Mimi's Summer Jammin' Festival, where I make jam all summer. Carrot cake jam is easy and delish. Now here are the ingredients that you're going to need for the carrot cake jam. You are going to need some carrots, and this is 1.5 cups of grated carrot, 1 3/4 cup of crushed pineapple, 1.5 cups of a Granny Smith apple peeled and chopped, 1/4 cup of chopped walnuts, and 1/2 cup of coconut. And our spices are cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. And of course you need 6.5 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and a pack of Sure Gel pectin to make this jam. Alright, so the first step is to get a big steel pot. You want a tall one. You're going to dump in your pineapple, your carrots, the apple, and your spices, the cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves. And you're going to put that in a big tall pot. Give it a good stir. Oh, and we're going to also add 3 tablespoons of the lemon juice. And the reason you want a tall pot is because you're going to be bringing this to a really heavy boil, so you don't want it to spill over on your stove. I kind of learned that the hard way. I always use my big tall pot when I'm making jam. So there goes the 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. And we're going to bring this to a boil over high heat and then just stir it frequently. So again, that was all of our fruit. We're not putting in the coconut or the nuts yet. That's the last thing to go in. So I'm getting my stove ready on a nice high heat. I'm going to give all of this a stir and then bring it to a boil. After this comes to a good boil, you're going to let it simmer at a lower temperature, about medium-low, for 20 minutes. So I've got a lid on it, I'm lowering down the temperature, and I'm just going to set my timer for 20 minutes. Alright, the timer's gone off. I've removed the pot from the heat, and I'm going to add in 1 package of Sure Gel, and then I'm just going to mix it very well before I put it back on the heat. So after you've gotten it all mixed very well, you put it back on the heat, and then we're going to bring it to a high boil again, but we're going to stir it frequently. Alright, so I've got it back on the stove. I'm bringing it back to a boil. The pectin's in there, and you need to bring it back to another boil. It does look kind of dry looking, but that's fine. We're going to be pouring in all at once the 6.5 cups of sugar. But first I've got to bring this up to a boil. Okay, I brought it back to a boil, and we're going to pour all of that sugar in there. Yes, that's a lot of sugar, but you need it to make jam, or I do. I've tried the no sugar jams and I can't get them to work. Now it's going to be a little dry at first, but that's why you need a whisk, and you just keep whisking and whisking until it turns to a liquid. Good arm exercise. So just going to keep mixing all of this sugar and fruit together, and then we're going to bring that to another boil, a really high boil, and we're going to boil it for 1 minute exactly. So as soon as you get that up to a boil, you're going to need to set a timer, and you boil it hard, stirring constantly for 1 minute. Okay, now you can see I've got a really good boil going on, so I've set my timer on the stove for 1 minute, and the entire minute you are whisking to keep it from sticking to the bottom. So over on another counter, I've got a towel ready with all my canning supplies. I've got my jars in the water getting hot, staying sterile while this is all happening, and then I'm going to, after 1 minute, I'm going to remove it from the heat and take it over to the towel. Okay, and now at this point we're going to add in the walnuts and the coconut. and you're going to stir that in. So if there's any foam on the top, I did not have any foam, but if there's foam off on the top, you just skim that off. But now we're ready to start ladling this hot jam into our hot jars. I wish you could smell this. It smells just like fall in a jar. It's wonderful. This is the same process as all the other jam recipes that I have in my jamming playlist, so I'll leave a link below for that. But you just take your hot jar and we're going to ladle this jam into the jars. This makes 6 8-ounce jars, this recipe. So I've got my lids and rings sitting in hot water, and we're going to start ladling. And I always try to leave at least an inch head space. This recipe said you could leave a 1/4 inch head space, but I usually leave an inch just to keep the liquid from coming up underneath that lid. And then I just get out any air bubbles. And it's already gotten nice and thick, the jam. And then I'm going to wipe the rim and then put on a lid and a ring. It's a very easy process. Jam is great for beginner canners. It really teaches you all the steps you need for successful canning. The first thing I ever canned was strawberry jam. And then my mom taught me how to do tomatoes, and then just went on from there. And then we'll put that back in the water bath canner and can for 10 minutes. So I've got the canner pot on the stove boiling, and I'm just going to add in those 6 jars of jam. I did have a little bit left over that I just put in a glass container and went ahead and put that in the refrigerator. We can snack on that now. And then you just put this in, bring it to another roaring boil, and you let it boil for 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes is up, you're going to wait for 5 minutes and then remove the jars and lay them out on a towel. And success, all of my jars sealed. Aren't they beautiful? I'm going to put these up on my shelves. It looks just like fall. It tastes like fall. So carrot cake jam is a big winner. All right, so this is carrot cake jam. It's supposed to taste just like carrot cake. I had a little bit left over, so I poured it in this to keep in the refrigerator, and go ahead and try now. And when I took it out of the refrigerator, it was very thick, so I heated it in the microwave a little bit to loosen it up. And I've got just a plain bagel with a little bit of cream cheese on it. You know, when you have a carrot cake, it's got some cream cheese in it. So I'm just going to spread this on the bagel, and it looks and smells delicious. Got some walnuts in it. Oh my goodness, it looks beautiful. Smells so good. So let's get a close-up look at that beautiful bagel. Okay, now let's take a test. Oh my. I don't have to bake carrot cake anymore. That tastes just like a carrot cake. Oh, y'all. Y'all have got to try carrot cake jam. It's so good. The cinnamon and the cloves and the nutmeg, oh, they're just really good. The carrots are good in it. You can taste the pineapple. Y'all, this is a great jam. This would make really nice hostess gifts. If you go to somebody's house over the holidays, wrap this up, take it. They will love it. It's really, really good. Now I'm going to leave a link to the original recipe where I found this. I've got it on my Pinterest board, and I'll leave that link below where I find really good canning projects. I'll put them on Pinterest. So I'll leave both those links where you can go and get this recipe. It is very, very good. I will be making this again, and I think I'm going to do this for gifts too. That is so good. I'm going to eat this whole thing, and I hadn't even had lunch yet. Thank y'all for watching. Please give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Y'all have a very blessed day.